My name is Daniela and I'm here with Miss Millennia Magazine. Now, as we're coming to the end of the school year, a lot of us are realizing that we need to update our resume, and so that's what I'm going to talk about today. What kind of resumes there are, what you should put into it, and what kind of style of format you should be using. So there are three kinds of resume templates you could use when you're building your own resume. The first one is chronological, and you're going to use that one if you have a lot of work experience and you need to list them all on your resume. The next kind of resume is called functional, whereas a chronological resume lists and focuses mostly on your work experience. A functional resume is going to focus more on your skills and your knowledge or any experience you've gained from volunteering or internships. This is great for somebody who's recently graduated, or maybe somebody who's taken a break from their career and has gaps in their work experience. You can fill your resume by using your skills or your knowledge or your talent. And the last kind of resume you can use is a hybrid, and so that's a little bit of both. You don't have much work experience, maybe you don't have too many skills because you don't have the work experience. You can kind of expand on both your work experience and your skills to fill up your resume. So now I'm going to go over the basic outline of a resume. First heading should be your name and your information. So that includes your address, your phone number, and your email address. The next is going to be your objective, and so you want to let your employer know what you're looking for by basically being employed there and what you're looking for in your career. The next three headings are education, skills, and work experience. Now, like I said, you can change the order of these around. If you don't have much work experience, then you should put your skills first. If you have more work experience, then you can put that first. For your work experience, it should go in chronological order no matter what kind of resume you're doing. So you're going to do your jobs from the most recent down to the least recent. And listing your work experience, you're going to list what it was, what city and state you were working in, and how long you were working in that career. For skills, you can list anything that you've learned from your work or from your internship. And as far as education goes, it's as simple as that. You list where you went to school, what kind of degree you have, or how much schooling you have if you haven't quite graduated yet. And if you've taken any kind of extracurricular classes outside of your school, you want to list those as well. As far as your references go, I recommend having a separate sheet of that, and on your resume, writing under your reference heading, references available upon request. You don't want to give out your supervisor's information without the manager actually wanting to call them at first. And lastly are my do's and don'ts for resumes. You want to keep your resume at 1 to 2 pages max. I always try to keep my resume no more than 1 page. I will never do a second page. But if you have a lot of work experience and a lot of skills, then you can stretch it to that second page. But never, I repeat, never do 3 pages. By the time your employer gets to the 3rd page and they're reading it, they're bored, and it's just going to go into their file where it sits there for 6 months, and then it goes into the trash can. Next, you want to make sure that your resume stays at 11-point font and Times New Roman. Now, this is great. Like I said, if you have a lot of work experience or a lot of skills and you're worried it's going to stretch to that 3rd page, just small down the font, even like a half a point or even an entire point. If you can do it at 10.5 and it fits between the 2 pages, that's okay. I say roll with it. If you don't have too much experience and too much skills and you're trying to stretch it to that 1 page or those 2 pages, then I say do a 12-point font, but do Arial, because Arial is a slightly bigger font. Now make sure you also proofread your resume or have somebody else proofread your resume. I don't mean your sister or your best friend or your boyfriend. I mean an actual business professional who's going to be able to give you tips on what to change and what to add or what to actually take out. They're also going to be able to check your grammar and your spelling errors. There's nothing more embarrassing than going through somebody else's resume or even my own resume and seeing grammar or spelling mistakes. And my big #1 don't is don't make anything up. You don't want to say you speak a language you don't, or you went to a school you never went to or have never even seen. You don't want to add weird jobs you have never ever done. Because if you do get caught, or if you are found out and they do your reference check and you have not done anything that you've listed on there, you are automatically just no. That's all really I have to say about resumes. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. It's actually really simple. A resume is just telling your employer who you are and what you're trying to be. If you have any questions or comments or anything else you'd like to know, I have my Twitter down in the description. I also have Miss Millennia Magazine website down in the description as well. And let us know what you're thinking or what you'd like to see as well from us. But that's it. Have a great day.